Watch the video Who Died Today till the end to know more about Ethel Kennedy. Husband, kids, age, family, parents, net worth. Biography. Kindly subscribe, like and share this video to family and friend. Ethel Kennedy was an American human rights advocate. She was the wife of U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy, a sister-in-law of U.S. President John F. Kennedy, and sixth child of businessman George Skakel. Born April 11, 1928, Chicago, Illinois, United States. Died October 10, 2024, age 96 years, Boston, Massachusetts, United States. Children, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Carrie Kennedy Seymour. Grandchildren, Saoirse Royson Hill, Connor Kennedy Seymour. Spouse, Robert F. Kennedy, M. 1950 to 1968. Siblings, Rushton Walter Skakel, Patricia Sistine Skakel, and Skakel, Georgianne Skakel, James Skakel, George Skakel Jr. Parents, George Skakel and Brannick. Ethel Kennedy, net worth $50 million. Later life and death. Kennedy in 2000. During the late 1970s, with a renewed commitment to public service, Kennedy focused much of her time and energy on various social causes, including the Bedford-Stuyvesant Restoration Project. In 1992, Kennedy and her son Michael made a cameo appearance on the NBC sitcom Cheers in Boston. During the 2008 Democratic Party presidential primaries, Kennedy endorsed Barack Obama. She publicly supported and held fundraisers at Hickory Hill for numerous politicians that included Virginia gubernatorial candidate Brian Moran. Kennedy hosted a $6 million fundraising dinner for Obama at Hickory Hill in June 2008. The $28, 500-a-plate dinner was headlined by former Democratic presidential candidate and DNC chairman Howard Dean. In 2012, Kennedy appeared in a documentary about her life, directed by her youngest child, daughter Rory. The documentary, entitled Ethel, covers Kennedy's early political involvement, her life with Robert F. Kennedy, and the years following his death when she raised 11 children on her own. It features interviews with Ethel and her children interspersed with family videos and archival photos. In her later years, Kennedy resided at the Kennedy compound in Massachusetts and in Palm Beach, Florida. She died in Boston on October 10, 2024, at the age of 96, after being hospitalized for a stroke she had the week prior. Her funeral was held on October 14 at Our Lady of Victory Church in Centerville, Massachusetts. On October 16, a memorial service was held at the Roman Catholic Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle in Washington, D.C., with eulogies given by President Joe Biden and former Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. Early life and education. Ethel Skakel was born on April 11, 1928, in Chicago, Illinois, to businessman George Skakel and in Brannick. She was the third daughter among their 7 children with a younger sister named and 5 elder siblings, Georgianne, James, George Jr., Rushton, and Patricia. Her father George was the founder of Great Lakes Carbon Corporation, which later became a division of SGL Carbon. He was of Dutch descent and a Protestant, while Anne was of Irish ancestry and practiced the Catholic faith. Their children were raised Catholic, and Ethel, a devout Catholic herself, attended Mass regularly throughout her life. On October 3, 1955, Ethel's parents were both killed in a plane crash in Union City, Oklahoma. Ethel and her siblings were raised in Greenwich, Connecticut. Ethel attended the all-girls Greenwich Academy and graduated from the Convent of the Sacred Heart in the Bronx in 1945. In September 1945, Ethel began her college education at Manhattanville College, where she was a classmate of her future sister-in-law Jean Kennedy. She received a bachelor's degree from Manhattanville in 1949. Ethel first met Jean's brother Robert F. Kennedy during a ski trip to Mont Tremblant Resort in Quebec in December 1945. During that trip, Robert began dating Ethel's older sister Patricia, but after that relationship ended, he began to date Ethel. She campaigned for Robert's older brother John F. Kennedy in John's 1946 campaign for Congress in Massachusetts' 11th Congressional District, and wrote her college thesis on his book Why England Slept. Marriage and family. Robert Kennedy and Ethel Skakel became engaged in February 1950 and were married on June 17, 1950, in a Catholic ceremony at the St. Mary Church in Greenwich, Connecticut. The Boston Globe noted that the marriage unites two large fortunes. After Robert graduated from law school at the University of Virginia, the family settled in the Washington, D.C. area, and Robert went to work for the Justice Department. In 1952, Ethel and Robert moved into a rooming house in Boston, Massachusetts, and she helped contribute to her brother-in-law John's Senate campaign by organizing tea parties for potential voters. In 1956, the Kennedys purchased Hickory Hill from Robert's brother John and his wife, Jacqueline. The estate was situated on 6 acres in McLean, Virginia, west of Washington, D.C., with a 13-bedroom mansion. Robert and Ethel held many gatherings at their home and were known for their impressive and eclectic guest lists. Ethel sold Hickory Hill for $8.25 million in December 2009. The couple also owned a home in Hyannisport, Massachusetts, on Cape Cod. In 1960, Ethel's brother-in-law John F. Kennedy won the presidential election, at which time he appointed Robert to the post of Attorney General. In 1962, President Kennedy assigned Ethel and Robert to tour 14 countries on a 28-day goodwill trip. Though the trip was said to be informal, the host countries viewed Robert and Ethel as stand-ins for the President and the First Lady. On November 22, 1963, Ethel first learned of John's assassination from her husband. She had answered the phone, identified the caller as Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, Director J. Edgar Hoover, and handed the phone to Robert, who then informed her of the shooting. Hoover had never called the Attorney General's home before. In 1964, Ethel supported her husband while he campaigned for and won a seat in the United States Senate, representing New York. During the campaign, Robert was accused of carpetbagging, and Ethel made light of the criticism by suggesting the slogan, "There is only so much you can do for Massachusetts." She urged her husband to enter the Democratic primary for the 1968 presidential election. Biographer Evan Thomas portrayed her as Robert's most consistent advocate of a race for the White House.